down here, I'm absolutely covered in oil. I got the oil pressure light on. I started pulling over because I noticed there was some mist in the back, and I noticed the whole bike is covered in oil. I thought, well, I pushed the seal or something. But then I look over here, look at that tappet cover. God damn. Engine is screwed. I have no idea what happened. Just a little video here. So I'm stuck on the side of I-4. Lots of fun, stuck on the side of I-4. Had some issues with the motorcycle today. Giving it an initial shakedown. I'm not too sure what happens. That something happened in the valve train. So I lost oil pressure. I got the oil pressure light. I started to pull over. I pulled over, turned the bike off. As soon as I start to turn bike off, it gets real rattly. I'm not too sure what's going on. I turn the bike off. I get off. I take a look around. There's oil oil everywhere. Let's go ahead. Got a phone call. So here we're doing a small examination of the bike. It looks like, no, it doesn't look like, it did leave me stranded, unfortunately, on the highway on I-4. I have a little bit of backlit light here, but unfortunately it's just the way it is. I can close the garage, maybe help out, but we can see pretty decently as it is. I got a lot of oil. I cleaned up a little bit of this and a little bit of this to the rag right up. As you can see, there's just nasty film of oil everywhere, up and down the bag, up and down the side. I cleaned this already for the most part, but you can just see there's still a film of gunk on it still. The exhaust just feels like it's got gunk on it still after I wiped it clean with soap and water. You can just see there's like a nasty hazy film on it. Whatever, it's gonna take some time to clean up all these passages and things and stuff and make sure it's all back to clean again, but hey, that's part of it. At least it's not going to rust for a while. So following why I blew out of oil, first thing I thought was maybe I lost the dipstick. Check the dipstick, dipstick was there. Second thing I thought, maybe I lost the oil filter. Ran over here to the oil filter, checked the oil filter from that side when I got off the bike. Oil filter was tight. Well, maybe I lost the connection or O-ring from the oil filter. There's like a little bracket thing right there. If we see right here that connects the engine, maybe it has an O-ring or something. The majority of oil, I mean, there is oil there, but it wasn't coming from there. It was so I started looking. Bam, there it is. Let's look a little deeper. So I was able to get at least the front cylinder was at TDC. The push rods were loose. I don't know if it's because everything was loose anyways, but it was loose. And so because it was loose, I would assume there was no strain on the valve train up top. So what I did is I released the push rods. I marked them, I for intake, E for exhaust. It didn't stick too well with that paint, but you know, it's okay. Maybe I'll get some nail polish or something for my kid and I'll steal that and put it on there so I can make it a little more permanent. I'm gonna look at the exhaust valve first, or this exhaust push rod first, because this is the one that I'd seen to be more effective, or at least on the more rocked portion. Take off the O-ring, put that to the side. Let's take it out of the push rod tube. There we go. I mean, this is obviously not a straight flat surface. Let's go ahead and do it here. Oh yeah, well, let's do this then. Seems pretty good to me. I didn't have any issues unthreading it or threading it back in, or putting since it is a quick push rod, or at least a quick set, or an adjustable push rod. It's not a quick push rod, it's an adjustable push rod. These adjustable push rods came on the bike. I couldn't put the ones that I purchased on there because I had to pull off the rocker covers, so I just used these instead. And they seem to be working well at the time. I don't see a whole lot of wear from the last time I saw them. They look pretty decent to me. You can see straight through them, which means there was no clog or anything like that, which means, at least to my knowledge, the push rods were getting, or sorry, the lifters were getting oil, which is good. Yeah, let's see what's next. Tappet block is off. This is the one from the front cylinder. If we orient it correctly, I believe, which is like this is going to be the exhaust side. This is the intake side. The tappet block, let's start from the top. Looks really good from all the corners. I don't see any issues. The bolts, I don't see any breaking or anything like that. All the surfaces feel good. I don't feel any bits of metal or whatnot. I'm going to drop the lifter out. Look how easily they come out. They just kind of, hold on a second, let me push it with the other finger. There you go. It's going to push out in 3, 2, 1. Come on, baby. Let's use the other hand. It's hard to push out a lifter with one hand. Whoop, there we go. So that's it. That's the other lifter. From the top end, I don't feel anything. I don't see anything. Let me spin the wheel. The wheel feels good. I don't notice any serious deflection or anything. No grinding. The surface looks really nice all the way around. Same with this one. Looks really nice all the way around. No deflection, no up and down. Surfaces are good. The inside of the tappet block looks nice. The only thing I did notice, which I don't know if it's a defect from casting or not, is a little bit of a piece right there that seems to be missing. I don't know if that's casting. I don't know if that broke because it broke or whatever, but honestly the push rods didn't seem to hit that. That didn't seem to do anything. I'm going to go ahead and take a look inside the engine. Just took some time and cleaned off the push rods. And after I cleaned off the push rods, marked them on one of the flats with some beautiful nail polish that I borrowed. So that way I can identify how many flats I'm going to turn that thing. I mean, probably with the wrench it'll mess up a little bit. I might have to put it in as soon as it's there, mark it again and do it again. But whatever, if it stays, cool. If it doesn't, I can put it back. Not a big deal. I'm going to look in the exhaust side tappet block. Let's remove a little bit of this gasket before we look in there so that way we don't drop anything inside. That gasket's toast anyways. It looks like first inspection. Threads are good. Surface material feels good. I don't feel any gouging or anything. Threads look fine. Threads look fine. It looks like it just backed out then. Mating surface fine. If I look at the cam itself, man, the cam looks pretty solid. I am on top dead center front cylinder. I don't see any issues whatsoever with the other rollers that I have or this one. Let me see if I can bump the engine around. And see if it'll show me what's going on in there. You're just gonna have to hold on with me if you don't mind. It doesn't really want to bump very well. I'm not too sure what's going on. I don't know what that is. Let me feel around a little bit. From what I see and I understand, this may have been a manufacturer's defect because nothing else is absolutely broken. I don't know why that would have broken because the push rod didn't remove or leave the tappet block or push up so far that it left the lifter. This is clean, and then if you look at the casting here, the casting is all nasty and disgusting and there's remnants and junk all over. So to have that and for somebody else to put that in if there's no issue with it, they're probably going to do it with no problem because it really doesn't go anywhere anyways. So as long as that metal chunk is not in there and I can rotate the engine, I'm good, but I'm pretty sure that's a remnant from something else. This lifters, the lifters, they feel good. I couldn't compress them with my hands, but then again I would assume so because they're pressurized. They're supposed to be pushed with a lot of force, and I don't have that kind of force. Although I did check the rollers, that looks good there. I do have the push rods here. Push rods, I have everything labeled, gasket, all that junk all in here, looking good. Gonna wait until I get the further okay. I did notice when I pulled out the push rods, I was able to slide the tappet cup back into the block basically because the what's it called? The lifters hadn't left the tappet cup. They were still in the tappet cup and it just kind of it rocked back in. The cam itself looks really good. I put my hand in there and I felt around and whatnot. I don't really feel anything. I don't feel any marks or scuffs or whatnot. and for me it feels really nice. It feels clean, it feels oiled. Even I checked the other rollers and stuff for the other lifters as well. It all feels good. I think I got it right on time. Looking at the cam, the grind itself, the cam looks really, really, really nice. I don't think there's any problems with the cam at all. The teeth are all intact, no problems whatsoever. The surfaces on the mating surfaces are really nice. This bushing bearing seems to have some grooves, not a whole lot of grooves or anything. I'm sorry. This bushing bearing seems to have some grooves in it, not a whole lot. Just a couple little grooves. It seems like a bushing or bearing or something like that. And then this cam comes out. Let's take a look at this surface. See how that feels. I don't feel anything. My nail doesn't drag on anything. Feels really nice and smooth. Seems like a brass bushing. Really smooth, no problems whatsoever. Seems to have an alignment of some sort, an A on it. I'm not too sure what that A means, and the little mark right here. But either way, it's missing about 1, 2, 3 teeth there, and I don't find it anywhere inside the cam chest. Now there are some bits and pieces if you look in between. For example, where are you at? Some right there. Some bits and pieces in between. Some little shit in between. Not a big deal. This is plastic. It looks pretty easy to replace. I just hope it's easy to replace. I mean, it is easy to replace. Look at this. That's how it goes back in. That's it. It's done. So I'll replace that. Shouldn't be too tough. Everything else looks okay. Let's have some fun. So this was found under here. Not an issue. I didn't find anything inside whatsoever. The bottom looks really clean. And when I drop it in, it does this. No, you gotta do a little more. Hold on. Hold on. And I push it down, and it does this. Yay! And it spills more oil than it's done it a couple times, and that's like the 3rd time I've done it. And I kick it back like that, and no oil comes out. I'm gonna go ahead and try to grab that little thing down there, hoo-haw, with some needle nose pliers that I have over yonder. Where do I have Mr. Needle Nose Pliers? I'll get back to that. Plugs are back in. Sensor's back in. Is the sensor back in? Sensor's back in. Plugs are back in. Filter's back in. Gauge is back on. It should be tight. Bunch of cam chest stuff. Oil filter is off. We're gonna see if it blows some junk. Here we go. Turn it on. Plugs are off. Just a dribbly doo-doo, nothing crazy. Looks like a lot of oil came out through here. Ooh, lovely. Back at the ride factory again, visiting Joe, saying what's up, what's going on. Picked up the cam bearing puller, picked up the cam bearing, brought some parts over for Joe to take a look at, and got some parts there. My cam, I got push rods, I have the cam cover, the chest cover. It's all good. Just wondering what to do next and how to go about doing it. So we'll go ahead and figure that out as soon as I get that figured out. You'll figure it out as well. Down here at the ride fact, it's looking good, man. Having a great time, all these beautiful bikes. Thank you, Joe. I truly appreciate all your help, all your work, all your advice. It's been, man, absolutely irreplaceable. Time to get the twin back out on the road and have some fun. Just got back from the ride factory, picked up the cam bearing tool puller and installer. I picked up the breather tube from Joe with the little bushing. as well as the brand new cam bearing. Eastern Parts, that's the part number 9058. There we go. Let's install all this.